Still looking to earn your invite for the free Players Championship? Visit ppgeventmanagement.com to learn about the different qualifiers available. From one-day events to play-on-your-own-schedule events, all events offer a buyback or cash option along with a 100% credit option redeemable towards any future pre-order at competitive prices. Grinding and getting paid to play Yu-Gi-Oh! Has never been easier. Play with the most professional worldwide tournament series today and join the online community. Come join us on Discord for assistance, info, and even discussions about future events.
Folks, it's not good. I'm gonna say what it is, and I need you not to flame me in the chat. That's all I ask. Listen respectfully and not flame me in the chat. It's Dragon Link, Eldlich, versus Buster Blader Invoke.
Now, I want to follow this up before you ask. These players are Dragon Link Eldlich players currently sitting in 9th, and their opponent here is obviously close to that. They're in 18th, so this is actually a very high-level match, and that is Invoked Buster Blader versus Dragon Link Eldlich. So here we go.
Step in here.
Yeah.
Oh man. I mean, what can you possibly say about this one?
Certainly, this is a match where I have absolutely no idea what both the decks. Now, Buster Blader, I at least know a little bit, but I like the Dragon Link Eldlich. I don't really get it, but it's clearly working. They're clearly working on just the 5th dimension of higher beings right now to play something like this to this level.
I suppose so. I suppose it must be.
Yeah. Fortunately for our Eldlich player, we see just a pretty boring standard combo here. Magician Souls, sending away 2 cards, White Destiny Huaquero. That's going to, of course, get your engine rolling, setting a Conquistador, and a Scarlet Sanguine. And, oh yeah, actually our player blue was just set 1 pass.
Okay, I am not exactly sure if that's going to be enough, but
you know, I can't say I'm exactly shocked to see set 1 pass from the Invoked Buster Blader. But fortunately,
trick activation here. That's hilarious. First of all, we're going to banish a copy of Prologue, the Destruction Swordsman.
And just like us, our player is going to need to read this. This card is actually...
So, send 1 Destruction Sword card and a Buster Blader from your deck to the graveyard, then specially Buster Dragon from your extra deck or graveyard, but destroy it during the end phase of the next turn. And then it's able to be banished in order to prevent destruction. This is hilarious, first of all. I imagine it will be making the Buster Blader Fusion that we all know and love, and has a very interesting matchup versus, in particular, the Dragon Link half of this deck. All right, Buster Dragon is the first card out, makes all monsters your opponent control Dragon type, and then has the ability to summon this Buster Blader back.
Now, it looks like they sent the Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. Yeah. Funny to see this deck in its actual home archetype, and then, of course, the Buster Blader Destruction Sword Master. And the Buster Dragon, unfortunately, met by an Effect Veiler here. Now, if I remember correctly, usually there is a... can't remember what card it is. There's a Buster card that you can send to the graveyard, you banish it, and it can fuse... It sort of can do like a Miracle Fusion effect. To also...
that is true.
Yeah.
I think we are likely to see a different route given the sends here. Normal summon of a Magician Souls. Here's where you overlay for Embodiment of Crime.
Naturally. The Magician Souls is an interesting... I mean, it really does find a very natural home in the Invoked deck, thanks to its synergy with Magical Meltdown, but they really aren't on that many spell and trap cards in the deck, and a majority of them they want to actually be activating.
Ooh.
Ooh.
This is a cool summon, but unfortunately matches up very poorly against what's on the field. Oh, and very, very poorly against a Nibiru specifically. Buster Blader, or Blackluster Soldier, Soldier of Chaos, of course, is very hard for Eldlich to out. They do not have a main deck out if you increase its attack to 4,500. However, before it would have destroyed the Linkuriboh. Obviously, Linkuriboh's effect would have been activated. Though we won't have to worry about any of that because of our good friend Nibiru.
And Nibiru, pretty much a death sentence here. I don't know what card could... Well, Ash Blossom actually is very important here, as that does shut off the only copy, if we remember it, of the Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine.
And now suddenly Eldlich has to play fair. This is going to be very difficult. You don't have access to your extremely recursive engine.
Yeah, it's going to be a slow game from here, but I think that given the fact that you're now basically out of card, you're just with a token and one actually usable card here, I think you're really... I can't imagine you find a way out of this, especially now that our Eldlich player can't quite get the engine fully rolling. We know that this is a set Conquistador. And if they can't find access, actually, you know what? This is one thing that makes the Scarlet Sanguine hit quite significant, is there is not a golden, well, it's different now, but there is not a Golden Lord in the game, meaning that all the other Elixirs like White Destiny and so on and so forth can't do anything. But a little breath of life as we are able to answer the Cursed Outland with Cosmic Cyclone.
This is pretty good. Without the ability to, over the course of a couple of turns, reset this Elixir of Scarlet Sanguine, we're forced kind of to get a bad Golden Lord spell and trap and pass. I just don't know what they would do from this position, but at the same time, I have no idea what type of plays Buster Blader is capable of producing from here either.
Fortunately, I don't either. I know that the Prologue is really... That's really the card they look to try and make their plays happen and sort of set up that pretty hard lock. It's the soft lock, but with the Buster Blader Synchro and the Buster Blader, or the Buster Blader Fusion, and then the Buster Dragon itself. Fortunately, they do manage to find a copy of Magician Souls, which is going to be met by an Ash Blossom. However, it's really important to get this Conquistador in the graveyard. Now they can get back a copy of Black Awakening and try to get the Golden Lord involved into the game now. What one top deck do you have that gets you out of this?
I mean, it's got to be something that outs both Golden Lord on the following turn, as well as Nibiru. There are very few and far between outs to big chonkers. Looks like they're going to go to battle phase. Oh, evenly matched is okay, but if they keep the Nibiru, that is literally the end of the game.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Banish those two, and then Event Step will activate the graveyard effect of Conquistador, or maybe not.
Yeah, that little bit of a miss there. Now they do...
No way. Do you think they're not on any copies of Black Elixir and they've drawn the white?
Let's find out. They are on 2 and 2, which I think has been largely... Oh, wait, is this their top deck that can do it? Now,
wait.
Buster Whelp... never mind. But
nope.
Buster Whelp does get a Destruction Sword card from the deck to the hand, except for himself.
Oh, and they're chaining Linkurian Graveyard! It's going to resolve!
Okay. All right. Now, unfortunately, I just do not know enough about this particular deck. But this is interesting. Now, they are going to get the Conquistador here. And now that we have confirmed that they are on 2 copies of Black Awakening, the problem is Black Awakening is going to summon a defense position, and you're still staring down the Linkuriboh. So I don't think you can get game this turn either. You might be giving the Buster Blader just enough turns to find a way back into this game.
Ash Blossom wins the game. I think that's pretty much it.
Now, unfortunately, everything is no knowledge. Now, I don't believe Pro Showtop, our Eldlich player, our Dragon Link Eldlich player, knows exactly what any of the Buster Blade cards do, which is nice. But I unfortunately I don't either, so I don't know if this is going to be enough to really get them back into it. Just about anything bigger than Link Kuriboh can get you in for game here, unless there's.
Oh my god, that is very slightly bigger than Link Kuriboh.
First time we've seen that card all day. It's another prologue. So they are going to be able to get out the Buster Dragon. Now, let's see if they probably will send a card that is able to sort of do the Miracle Fusion effect here, I imagine. Yeah, that's the one. The Destruction Sword Memories.
Right, so here we get the... Photoshop saying... NKLS says, Hauk is banned, LEL. Photoshop says, what? Is it? Alright, so we're going to activate the effect of Prologue, and then we're going to chain the effect of Destruction Sword Memories. That's going to get in defense position a copy of Buster Blade of the Dragon Destructor Swordsman, and Buster Dragon, which turns all monsters your opponent controls to Dragon type. This changes them to the defense position, and I think negates all their effects.
Mm-hmm. Even better, they cannot activate their effects.
God, wait, did they win? Is this the end of the game?
Another interesting thing is, now the Buster Dragon will die during the end of our player in blue's next turn. As far as I know, the Prologue cannot protect it. Yeah, it's just Destruction Sword cards. So the Buster Dragon does not have that archetypal name. Now the Buster Blader actually does do piercing and gains 1,000 attack and defense for its dragon that their opponent controls. So right now it is sitting at 4,800 rather attack points, which is going to swing over this Nibiru for a significant amount of damage. Now for Eldlich player,
you can bring back the Buster Blader, right? Oh no, you have the fusion on your side of the field.
Mm-hmm.
Can put a Destruction Sword monster from the graveyard. Does that change anything? Looks like we are going to lock the extra deck with Dragon Buster Destruction Sword here.
Crazy to see this card actually being used in its home archetype. Yep, so that's going to switch to defense. Effects cannot be activated.
Is this it?
What's crazy is this is a continuous effect too, so it's actually quite difficult to answer the Buster Blader with anything other than specifically effect negation. And also the Prologue is you can banish this card from your graveyard. Destruction card you control cannot be destroyed by battle or card effect. So it actually applies a lingering continuous effect, and there's 2 of them. Wow. So the Destruction Sword in of itself with that kind of protection might just be good enough.
Look. Buster Blade of the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman a Destruction Sword card?
Oh, you know what? It might not be.
Thank God.
Sword very specifically says Destruction Sword card, so you're correct.
So it looks like
good
just
there.
Pages.
Which, not particularly important. The Buster Destruction Sword. Unfortunately, not doing too much here, but it is at least nice to take away some extra options.
You're saying it's not Dragon Link, it's Buster Blader. Oh no, one of these 2 decks is playing Dragon Link.
Mm-hmm.
Excited.
Yeah, our player in red is in fact, I'm just looking at the list, they do in fact have the Chaos Dragons, Collapse Serpent, Wyvern Buster, and Seifert in the deck with just an absolutely minuscule package of other dragons. And
wild. And again, it's like they looked at Invoked and said, why would I play Invoked? I'm playing Dragon Link.
I have to emphasize, I believe this is table 6 or something around that area, and we're in round 8, if I remember correctly. So this is it doesn't get a lot better than this. Now again, this Buster Dragon is going to die in the end phase on the resolution of Prologue of the Destruction Swordsman. So you're a little bit on a time crunch here. Now, because the Buster Blader will just go back down to 2,800 and get back out with a boost. It'll be too big for the Buster Blader to handle. And the Buster Blader does do piercing. They actually by putting another monster on board that is treated as a dragon, now have this Buster Blader at 5,800 attack points, which is a bit shy of lethal, but worth mentioning.
Likely not for long.
Yeah.
Cool Penguin asking how many players are there? There were 400 players in this free event.
Yeah, as we've been saying, equivalent to a very big regional that you would usually only find in Brooklyn and, unfortunately, the Midwest. Buster Blader really taking their time to consider here. Unfortunately, I have absolutely no advice to give because I don't know what options you have here to go with. Whoa. So linking away your fusion for a card I have literally never seen. So protect your love with the Destruction Swords, and when it's linked summon, you send a Destruction Sword card from deck to graveyard, sending another copy of Destruction Sword Memories, and wow, they have a Buster Blader Destruction Swordsman in hand, because after you send, you do get to special summon a Buster Blader monster from your hand. At the end of the battle phase, your opponent controls no monsters. You can target one Buster Blader monster that did not clear an attack and inflict damage equal to your opponent, equal to that monster's attack. I stammer that there is Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss comes out.
What on earth is happening? So that's the Synchro boss they've gone into. Buster Blader, the Destruction Sword Master, who I believe does count as a Destruction Sword card, going to be able to be used here. And oh my god, we get to activate the effect of Memories again to get another of the big Fusion Chonker out of the deck. And this is extremely lethal.
The Buster, now, I believe each card is now being treated, with the Buster Dragon not being face up, these aren't treated as dragon. It also gains for dragons in their graveyard. Unfortunately, there are none. But what do we have here?
So when a card is destroyed while Buster Blader Destruction Swordmaster is on the field, you can equip a card to it. Then you can send a monster card to the graveyard to destroy all monsters your opponent controls with the same type.
Holy cow. And yeah, that's going to deal piercing, which is going to get them a little bit closer to game here. Now, if we look at our Eldlich player's graveyard, the only archetypal card they have access to is one lone copy of Black Awakening. Otherwise, our Eldlich player is largely out of cards, and unfortunately, dragons are, if they do draw into their dragon portion of the deck, it is not helping.
This is just about the worst possible time to be staring down Buster Blader, the Destruction Swordsman. I cannot believe that this actually might be how it ends. The Eldlich snugly stuck under Destruction Swordmaster. Oh my god. What a crazy game one.
Yeah, I mean, what has to be running through your head if you're Frosho top here? You read this Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman, you're just thinking, man, that's crazy. How did
Going into this copy of Nightmare Unicorn in passing says, I don't want to die to normal summon A-lister.
Interesting that they got, I suppose, actually, now that I think about it, they haven't revealed the Dragon Link portion of the deck, so getting rid of the Buster Blader there, funnily enough, that knowledge is actually super important that they've been able to smokescreen so far.
Looks like we're going to go to set a Golden Land Speller Trap. Guardian the set, super powerful.
And I believe the interaction, if you negate that Guardian, it will go to the... Oh, they revealed it.
And here it is. Okay, so we can send any number of dragon monsters to the graveyard, and then add a dragon with the equivalent. I guess you could theoretically fire off the Archfiend Abyss here.
Actually, does it send for cost? It does.
Powerful.
So if you want to send a safer, it will send for cost. And now I have to ask, what are you thinking if you're our Buster player thinking, you're kidding, they're playing dragons, huh? Yeah, the safer will resolve here.
Get what?
Probably collab.
Oh, we're going for black.
Man,
What's that do for you?
A way to get through all of this. You do still have to play through the negate in the Hot Red Dragon Archfiend.
Okay. Elpy. Striker Dragon. Okay, here comes the minuscule we're talking about. What's fun is while you can chain block here, you can't stop Hot Red Archfiend Abyss. It's very likely we see the Abyss held until pretty much exactly the activation of a Tracer.
Yeah, it'd have to be Tracer, or if they somehow find a way to commit to an early beat, which I'd be really difficult for them to do so.
Here's Wyverbuster. Are we making Romulus here?
Mm-hmm.
Romulus is fine. Everything in the hand is a known quantity. With perfect information, and if I'm the Buster Blader player, I am not frightened of any of this.
Yeah, at this point, you know that you're just looking at two field spells, both of which do not synergize particularly well with each other in this particular scenario. Since normally you could Ravine to send the Abso Router Dragon and potentially get Tracer that way. And we see a Link. I've seen that card today.
It's very odd, but I'm smart enough to know when I'm being baited. And a pass. Yeah, as expected.
Well.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks like
these
you're just
are kind of frustrating insofar as they do kind of screw up. HDRA has an effect which summons a tuner back, so we can maybe get another Destruction Sword from the graveyard, but it has to be summoned to defense position. And as cool as this is, and as neat as that play was, it really doesn't resolve anything. Normal summon a copy of Magician's Souls here. 6 cards and extra. God, I just can't imagine what they might be.
I thought maybe we'd see an access code talker there, but I guess we're just here for the body on the Magician's Souls. Unfortunately, the Buster Blader Destruction Swordsman is not a quick effect. Otherwise, if it hold multiple monsters. So yeah, you could have stolen the Link Cross if it was a quick effect, but unfortunately that is not the case.
For Link Hurry here.
Okay.
I'm going to walk over the remaining token. We are 100 off lethal. Are you kidding me?
They're going to chain their own Link Karibo. Dueling Link Karibos at it.
I think likely they're going to be walking into each other.
Yeah, no reason to not here, and they just let them both go to graveyard.
For 32, it's just shy. Going to be met with a Guardian of the Golden Land. That'll be negated by Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. So now it's going to, I believe, stay in the face-up spell and trap card zone.
Yes, correct.
Then we'll be bringing back a winner from the graveyard here. Getting Dragon Buster Destruction Sword. Do we not have lethal?
It appears we don't.
Attribute this card to summon a Blader. Extra deck is locked as well. Good luck to your opponent.
Yeah, so even if we, I wonder what you can draw here.
I can't imagine. Dragon Ravine is fine. You're probably negating this.
Yeah, if they remember that the last
we have that would do it through Destruction Sword.
Yeah, if they recall that the Boots Sector launches in hand. Well, actually, the Boots Sector can get back. Nothing. There are no rockets in graveyard.
Yeah, there's nothing in the grave. I think you probably negate this.
Yeah, the O-line was discarded, so I suppose there's some consideration there, but what is the token really doing here? Not much of anything.
Absolutely nothing. Again, you all locked from the extra.
Mm.
They're thinking real hard on this. This is fair. I mean, this is the most important negation of the entire game. They are going to go for it. We're going to go for the effect of O-line and Graveyard.
And
Red Dragon Archweakness. We can get back Link Haribo here, maybe? No, it's a level 3. Mm-hmm. We can boot Sector. Literally nothing. There is not a single target. Attack, he says.
Is this just the honorable? Yep. Takes matters in their own hands. And we'll go to game 2. Wow.
That was awesome. Wait, that is extremely pog. How are we doing on time? Let me check real quick. 23 minutes remaining. Oh, wow. That was a long game 1. It's going to take this variant of Eldlich a fair amount of time to accomplish anything. I mean, that was a really important game 1 they just walked with.
And, you know, ironically, it's just such a... Well, I mean, what an interesting game. Just the back and forth of... I could just, like I said, I can only imagine our Dragon Link player going, "You're kidding. This negates all dragons." And then our Buster Blader player, after linking away the card that prevents dragons from activating, going, "You're kidding. There's dragons."
It really is a... every single person in that duel had egg on their face at one point or another.
And, you know, the Buster Blader deck is just, it's such a cool design and a deck that really benefited heavily from the Master Rule change, since it was really able to unlock that combo that we saw between getting the Buster Dragon out and then being able to also summon the Destruction Sword, the Fusion, being able to soft lock your opponent essentially for a turn and then swing in for a whole bunch of damage, or potentially set up even further plays past that. Dragon Link player tries to get it going here with Safer, which is a great play starter. Going to be met by Ash Blossom. But, you know, Cursed Eldland is such a powerful card. Very good follow-up here. And plan B, to rely on the Eldlich cards, never a bad idea. And I'm supposed to note, since I know a lot of people are probably with the 2 copies of Scarlet Sanguine that the deck has allowed, we've seen a lot of players opting for a 2-in-2 ratio, or sometimes a 2-1 ratio of Black Awakening and White Destiny as an appropriate replacement for the 2 copies of Sanguine they love. It's not quite as powerful for sure, but still quite good. And Magician's Souls is just as broken as ever, as we see that dropped onto the board.
I mean, if you can draw Magician's Souls every single game, oh boy, does Eldlich look good.
Oh, absolutely. Especially being able to set up the Cursed Eldland as well. Just incredible synergy. All right, so we do get to send on the land, but you'll get the backup plan, I suppose, for the Dragon Link deck rolling. Just try to get the Eldlich win condition in effect here. And I cannot wait to get back to the Buster Blader's turn.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is all just set up. I don't care about what's happening. I care about what the Buster Blader player is going to do.
Mm-hmm. Not a particularly intimidating board here either.
Oh.
Even less.
Even less intimidating.
Mm-hmm.
0% chance the keep isn't Scarlet Sanguine here.
Yeah, I suppose there is consideration to maybe fire the Sanguine and keep a Golden Lord, so that way you can at least incur the Sanguine later. Looks like that's the line you want to go for here.
You can go for a Scarlet Sanguine here. The Sanguine goes to the graveyard. Then you can activate Conquistador, targeting itself, destroying it, and then losing only the Link Haribo from this evenly.
True. Yeah, good call.
It looks like that's probably what we're doing. Now we'll be able to activate the effect of Conquistador at end step, as well as Sanguine on our next turn, while preserving an Eldlich on our side of the field. However, there is no more interaction, which was the real important point of that play.
Now, I feel like it's our duty to remind there is an Invoked Ancient in the Buster Blader deck. Apparently, this is a deck that does not heavily rely on its normal summon. And that information was not revealed in Game 1. For all our player and right, Frosho Top knows, this is just a pure Buster Blader.
Summons, that's a fantastic one. Buster Whelp, the Destruction Swordman coming down. When it's normal, you can add a Destruction Sword from your deck to your hand, and I know a couple that he wants to resolve. Prologue, chief among them.
A Prologue.
When does this card come out?
That's such a good question. This card has really shown it being... I think what's great here, too, is by getting rid of the Buster Whelp, I think you can set up right away the memories. If I'm not mistaken, you can use Prologue instead of Buster Blader and memories. This is exactly what they want to see.
I mean, is it really just the Link monster that's enabling this that came out in Dual Overload? It was really powerful last game.
I think what really enables his Buster Blader deck is just having Master Roll 5, and they summon a dragon, but funnily enough, if they do flip the Prologue and then they can get the memories out, this Seyfried will not be able to activate its effect.
It's so funny. Looks like they're going for it. Here comes Buster Blader. They get to chain the effect of the fusion spell in graveyard.
Yeah, everything here sends as cost, I believe. Yeah. So the Destruction Sword, the Prologue of the Destruction Sword, then sends the 2 cards to graveyard as cost, meaning that, yeah, you can chain memories legally to then bring out on Chain Link 2 your... I keep forgetting the name, but this guy, the Buster Blader, the Dragon Destroyer Sword.
Big old boy.
This is great, too. It's going to switch everything to defense position as well, so that also completely keeps you safe for a turn.
It's unreal. Chad is saying, yeah, it's just Master Rule 5. Have I not run into this deck yet? Looks like a disaster.
I can't believe you haven't. This deck, I've lost to this a lot on all sorts of simulators. Like this soft lock, although it only lasts a turn, giving them the ability to potentially draw and do some other follow-up plays, like another Buster Whelp with a Destruction Swordsman, Trap Trick, which we've seen, which can fetch you another copy of Prologue, so they can just do it all over again, is just crazy. And you know what? I think it's worth mentioning, this Seyfried has 0 defense, and Big Boy in purple there does gain 1,000 for each dragon, and it's going to do piercing, and it's gaining from the Seyfried in graveyard.
Give me a one-shot here. I'm taking a quick look at the Trap Trick package. It's pretty good. Obviously, Prologue of the Destruction Sword and the Send are targets, but they've also got a Paleozoic Dynamicius in here as well, just kind of an all-purpose removal tool for an unsolved format.
What's also excellent is this Destruction Swordsman, the Prologue. Actually, no, we actually determined this last game. I'm wrong. It cannot protect the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman, if I understand the text here correctly, since it is a Destroyer Swordsman, not a Destruction Sword card, which is...
You got to remember, destroys Swordsman. Dragons are the swords. I don't know. I'm kind of mixing my metaphors here.
I think I'm picking up what you're putting down, though, but yeah, this Conquistador looks like it actually will be able to effectively deal with the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman, and then Buster Dragon is going to die by the resolution of the Prologue's effect. So unfortunately, Eldlich once again ruins a perfectly cool combo.
Ooh, how could you do this?
And I suppose as we're kind of now gaining more information and knowledge about this Buster Blader deck, it seems like just stalling it out is a viable way to beat it. Unfortunately, yeah, I could see this just absolutely dominates monster heavy decks. If you can turn them all into dragons, shut them down for a turn, it just has to absolutely maul them.
I do like chat says, give us the Ritual Beast player. Folks, you don't want to see the Ritual Beast player. Ritual Beast player is, I think, X8 at this point.
I can confirm they have gone 1-2 drop.
2 drop. Well, tried their hardest. Oh my god. Wow, I love it. This card's insane. So, like I was saying in the previous game, Eldlich does not have an out to this card. If they walk over the Eldlich or the Starliege Seifert and take it to 4,500, which I expect they'll do, there's no way to get over it.
Yeah, this is huge. Now, I wonder, it has to be specifically a Buster Blader, so if they do have another copy of the Prologue of the Destruction Swordsman, it won't be able to send and resolve the memories, as I don't believe... Actually, it does say specifically Buster Blader. It's not a Buster Blader monster. Yeah, once the Soldier of Chaos hits 45, Boral Sword can out it. And they are on Dragon Link, so that is within the realm of possibility, but they have gone through 2 of the starters for that particular combo, being the Starliege Seifert.
So they're thinking real quick about the Blackluster Soldier effect. The right call is to give it 1,500 attack, but it looks like they're going for the Banish on the Conquistador, which is funny, but not necessarily good.
Nice in the fact that it does take away... Now, there are currently no outside of Golden Lord themselves. Oh, we've revealed it now.
Okay, Magical Meltdown coming down, and we're going to grab a copy of A-Lister. Have you seen this play before? I think we have enough lights in the graveyard to facilitate a Macabre summon. And Ash Blossom, the response. Did they draw the Invoke?
Any true Invoke player has drawn the Invocation here.
Find out.
Oh.
And this seems like a match that they could have easily walked away with if they just used the effect of Blackluster Soldier to gain attack, or potentially banished the Eldlich by way of attacking into the Starliege Seifert.
Yeah, we know this other set card is White Destiny, so that's pretty free send here off of the Golden Lord, which will then be able to summon itself, bump itself way up to 35, and out to this BLS, unless there is some way to stop it.
And no response means that it is coming back. 3,500 attack.
And no longer underneath any sort of soft lock with our Buster Blader part of the deck, which means we're free to put the Seifert in attack position.
Oh my god. Another prologue. You are kidding me.
Oh yeah, okay, so this is Buster Blader and a Dragon-type monster. So you can use the other Buster Dragon, and here we go again.
Oh my god.
They aren't like searching this or anything, are they? They're just hard seeing the prologues?
The one was searched off of the Dragon Well.
Wow. And yeah, this game on board. You're staring down. This will deal 58 piercing to the Starliege Seifert. Now the Golden Lord is sitting at 38, so unfortunately that will have to be your attack target, which will only deal 2,000.
2,000, 1,000 into the Seifert with A-Lister. We get to do 42, so it looks like lose 62 this turn. It's very slightly off. Any additional play, an Invocation off the top, I mean, there's a ton of stuff that does it.
Yeah, we'll be able to find, I think they have one more copy of Conquistador available to them. They do, in fact. Unless my memory serves me wrong in the Space Town Banish card.
Hakero.
Funnily enough, Hakero would have been really good this match, I suppose, although the Memories card being able to banish for cost. You could have taken fusion materials out of the graveyard since it uses them similar to a Miracle Fusion. So Hakero might have been a card good enough to win the game at some point in time.
Will he banish Eldlich? Place your bets now. Buster Destruction Sword. That is a good card.
At level 1 as well. Going to
Ooh, Link summoning here. For a Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss. And this is the second time we've seen this monster synchro summoned. Let's go to the battle phase.
Buster Dragon does make all of the... So the Eldlich Golden Lord is back to being a zombie. However, because there's a safer on-field and graveyard 2 dragons, this Destruction Sword, or Destroyer Swordsman is still sitting at 4,800, which is enough to beat the Golden Lord. However, like you mentioned, they can't banish Golden Lord here, which would... they would still be at 4,800 since it gains 1,000 for each dragon-type monster in the graveyard. That would be...
You actually can, right? Attack with the Blackluster Soldier into the Star Liege Safer, and then you banish Eldlich. Then you walk in with Buster Blader, Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyss, and A-Lister. When they go to activate the trap monster, you negate it with HDRAA.
That should be it.
If they see it.
True. The White Destiny here can't help you at all, especially if the Golden Lord ends up being banished. Then White Destiny's obviously not going to be able to pull it out. So I think our Buster Blader, I think they've walked away with it.
It will depend on if there's a Golden Lord in hand. White Destiny, of course, can summon from either place. Okay. All right, we'll activate the effect of Buster here, and I think we're probably going to banish the Eldlich.
Can't imagine any other target right now.
Which one? Selecting the Eldlich, dingus.
Yeah.
Absolutely correct. Buster Dragon Fusion Man cannot attack directly. This isn't damage step. I apologize. Haketo is just a little too late.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Oh, be nice to us, chat. Do you think we've read these cards?
That's actually... I can't attack direct. Wow, that's actually really funny. So the way you beat this card is by doing nothing. And actually, summoning the Hakero here... Yeah,
honestly would be like... Maybe it's worth not Hot Red Dragon Archfiend Abyssing and just redeclaring with Buster Blader at 4,800.
Yeah, well, I suppose that same result here is the Conquistador will come out, so you'll still swing through for 30 or 3,000 rather.
Oh, dog! Not like this.
Interesting. A little bit of a missed opportunity there. Fortunately, our Buster Blader player does in fact know that this card cannot attack directly. Missed that text for sure.
He knows something we don't.
Maybe they know that this card is absolutely horrifying. Look at this.
It feels like this is a scenario that neither player should be in. If played a little bit differently, it likely would be over. But still.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, you've seen 2 Seyfried. You're staring down a card that says no 2 dragons. 3 Conquistador out of the game. Your Golden Lord is out. Your 1 copy of Scarlet Sanguine is out. And this board is just absolutely menacing. This Buster Blader is 4,800. The Hot Red is providing a negate. And Blackluster Soldier has Dragoon text, which is fantastic.
I do like that the Dragon Destroyer Swordsman still has utility in this matchup. You know, knowing that the invoked player is on dragons, even though they are not able to monsters to dragons, they are still able to negate any effects of lingering ones. Let's attack with Buster Blader this time, please. All right.
Hey, there we go. And that's going to deal 3,800.
That is a ton of damage. That's the ones in graveyard, buddy. Effect is fine.
Yeah, unfortunately, the effect...
Just going to get eaten by this copy of A-Lister.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 0/0.
A-Lister wouldn't work, by the way.
Our player in blue recalling back to last turn, getting... Dude, they are aware of the fact they forgot to swing in with the Destroyer Swordsman there.
Wow, it looks like going to be the end of the game unless they have something fantastic in hand. Yeah, that's it. And Buster Blader, of all decks, walks into, is this an X1 record going into round 9?
That it is. This.
Oh my God, they're gonna top.
Find them again.
Jesus Christ, they're gonna top.
Yeah, this is actually. Or hold on, which player were we looking at here? We are looking at NKLS. They are in fact X1 at this current moment.
Wow, 8 rounds.
Hey everyone, if you're enjoying the coverage of the Pro Play Tour online series, just remember, you can play in one yourself. Every Thursday you can enter our free weekly 64-player tournament with invites to the entire Top Cut. Every Saturday is our weekend championship, where you can enter a YCS-type event with 100% payout and even a cash payout option. The more players, the bigger the prizes. Can't commit time to play in our one-day events? We also host multiple 8-man pods daily, ready to fire on demand on your own schedule. All these events award invites to our free invite-only Players Championship with prizes supplied by our sponsors. For more information, visit ppgeventmanagement.com and come play with the pros.